Let's talk about real estate, why it's safe and how it's safe. The insurance piece. There's 3 different pieces of insurance that you need for every single house that you own. Let me share them with you now. The first piece of insurance that everyone needs to have on their home is title insurance. If you don't know, whenever you purchase a property, okay, typically it has to go through a title company or a real estate attorney. Now, in order to find out if your state is an attorney state or a title state, just do a quick Google search to figure that out. Now, whenever you do your real estate deal, you get your property under contract and you take it to that attorney's office, they're gonna do what is called a title search. And essentially what they're checking is the back history on the ownership of the house. So who owned it before you and owned it before that, and how the title was transferred. Okay. Also, what liens or encumbrances are on the house. So there could be liens from like a mortgage. There could also be, judgments from some kind of civil or federal issue that the owner had. Okay. And then there also could be unpaid taxes. Now, through this title process, they're mainly doing this so they can transfer title and it be clear. No money's owed from the old owner to the new seller. So that way, title is transferred 100%. Now, what the attorney typically provides is title insurance. This insurance is just in case the attorney missed something and it happens to come back up later, then their insurance company will pay them off. So like for whatever reason, the title company didn't see that there was a second partner on that LLC, and that partner comes back and sues you for wrongfully buying the house, then that title insurance, if for whatever reason they made a mistake, that insurance will cover you to protect your asset. Number 2 is homeowners insurance. Now, homeowners insurance applies for the house. Okay, so it's damage to the particular house. Now, typically inside of this homeowners insurance, they will need a few things to determine how much the annual year's premium is going to be. Okay, they're typically looking at the year built of the house, the way it's constructed, the condition of the property, and then also how big the property is. And sometimes they'll play into the value of it, because really the more expensive, the bigger the house, the more expensive your homeowner's policy is going to be. Now, typically what I like to make sure is that my deductible lines up to what I actually want. I don't want to get a high deductible just so I can get a lower price. I want to get $1,000 deductible so that if something actually happens to my house and the insurance actually pays, because if something can happen, it will happen, right? So if the insurance actually pays, I actually have the money that I need in order to get the stuff fixed, okay? Because this will happen, okay? If you all stay to the end of this video, I'm actually going to tell you about a property that I currently own right now and how much the insurance is paying out on this property. You guys stay tuned for that, okay? But I need to have a safe deductible, so that way I don't have to come to the table with $5,000 and that's just taken away from the amount that I could have gotten from my insurance company. Okay, by the way, if you actually get different quotes from that particular agent of what would it be, comparing it from a $1,000 deductible to $5,000 deductible, it's not that much in price. The third thing I'm looking at with homeowners insurance is what the replacement cost is. Okay, if my property is worth $150,000, even though I paid $50,000 for it, okay, the replacement cost, I'm gonna make more than $150,000, because at the end of the day, if my property does burn down and I had to build it from scratch, what is it gonna cost me today to build that same exact house brand new? That's what our replacement cost should be. Okay, very, very, very important, because at the end of the day, insurance is a way that we shortcut our success. So it's important that you have it on all of your properties, even if it's paid off. Okay. The third kind of insurance you need to have is liability. This insurance can be added on as an addendum, to your homeowner's policy. The liability is essentially gonna protect you if for whatever reason your tenant or an Airbnb guest tries to sue you while they live in the property. And if you've been doing your part to keep the property in good health and doing your part as a landlord, then your insurance is going to make sure they handle any lawsuit or anything that they try to sue you for. So if for whatever reason they fall down the stairs and they're trying to sue you for it, let's just say they actually get $1,000. Great, your insurance company will come to the table and supply that for you. Hopefully this never happens to you, because I always tell my tenants, if you have to go through that, just know, whether I win or lose, you're not gonna have a place to stay. Anyway, let's just say you need insurance, okay? I just had a house where we had to evict a tenant for non-payment. Okay, now get it, this was a Section 8 tenant, so they only paid $300 outside of what Section 8 paid, but I had an evicted tenant for non-payment, and when we took possession of the house, we found out that the house had been vandalized, bullet holes in the front of it and the windows. So instantly, instead of thinking to myself, somebody shot up my house, right, I thought to myself, will my insurance cover this? I looked through my policy like every good homeowner is supposed to do, and I realized that vandalism is covered. Not gunshots, but vandalism. So I made a claim, filed it under vandalism, and they cut me a $15,000 check to fix up my house that I'm now gonna rent out, okay, that I'm gonna rent out again for $1,100. So look, I want you guys to watch this next video. We're gonna talk about how to get your claims into your insurance company, and how do we guarantee that they pay out, so that way we can make money and not just have an expense. We'll see you on the next one.